Hey everybody, and welcome back to the board meeting. Hope you guys had a good New Year's. Hope you had a good Christmas. Hope you got to spend it with some friends and family and have just a good time. Today we're gonna have like a little bit of a two-part video here. First, I'm gonna be talking about my board game stats for this year, like how many log plays I had and stuff like that. And then we're going to go into my top 10 most played games of this particular year. So let's go into the stats. And I'm a nerd. I love stats and I love numbers, stuff like that. And for 4 years now, I've kept track of logged plays. And I just think it's a really interesting thing to go look back on. And for this year, for the first time ever, I made sort of a board game goal for myself, right? In January, I was like, okay, this year I want to log 100 plays every single month. And I don't think I ever logged 100 plays last year in any month. So this was kind of a difficult thing. And luckily I did it. I had to like really try to do this because it's not natural for me to play 100 games. I mean, I have a a life outside of board games. I have a full-time job. I have a kid. I have a girlfriend. I've got family and stuff. I've got to spend time with them too. So me logging 100 plays each month was very difficult to do. And it a lot of the months it was like, okay, I have 10 days left and I have to play 40 or 50 games. So I had to really try to do this and accomplish this. And I wouldn't recommend doing it. So for the stats for this year, I ended up logging 1,290 plays, logged plays, not 1,290 different games, 1,290 logged plays of all of these games, which comes out to end up being about 3.53 or so board game plays per day that I logged. And this is the most games I've ever played in the last 4 years, which is 4 years. That's how long I've been keeping track pretty meticulously of all the log plays that I get. If I play a game, I try to log it. And I've been doing it for 4 full straight years. And I mean, sometimes I might forget here and there, but this is pretty accurate. And so compared to like last year's numbers, last year I didn't play nearly as many games. Last year I only played 807 games, which is like 2.2 board game plays per day. 2021 was 1,107, which is like 3.03. And 2020 was 1,131, which is 3.09. And I just really like to look back at these and like, wow, I played that many games, or hey, I didn't play very many games this month or that month. And last year there's a couple months where I was like I played like 30, 40, 50 games. This year I had to really try to get to 100 per month. And it was difficult. I'll tell you that. A lot of times I end up like, okay, I got to play a couple solo games tonight to just try to keep up and get to 100 plays. I wouldn't recommend it, and I'm definitely not going to be putting that goal as a goal for this year because it was getting me stressed. Because if I have a goal, I want to accomplish it. So those are the board game stats. Now let's get into the my top 10 most played games of 2023, and we're gonna start with number 10. Number 10 was really surprising for me this year because number 10 is actually my most played game over the last several years. Ever since it came out, it was my most played game every single year. This is Marvel Champions, the card game. I've kind of worn myself out on Marvel Champions. I really like playing when the new stuff comes out, but that's the only time I see myself playing this game very much anymore. I'm like, okay, there's a new hero that came out, I gotta play him. Okay, there's a new expansion, I'm gonna play them. So I think I played this game like 16 times this year only, compared to previous years where I was playing this game like 50, 60, 70 times each year. I just kind of wore myself out. I still think it's a great, amazing game. It's just I'm not as intrigued when new stuff comes out. I play the new stuff and I'm like, okay, I'll wait till the next stuff now. So yep, number 10 is Marvel Champions, the card game. Going to number 9. Number 9 is an abstract game. One of a few abstract games that are going to be on this list. This is The Duke, Lord's Legacy, which is a new to me game this year, actually. And this is like a chess game, but you are pulling your pieces that you're going to be using. So each turn you can either move or pull a piece out from this bag. And these pieces are tiles, and they've got different special abilities, different way they're moving. And whenever you move a piece, you get to flip that tile over, and it's got a whole new set of movement that you can use for it. And I just really enjoy this one. It has jumped into one of my all-time favorite abstract games for sure. I'm really enjoying this one, and it was it was the first time I'd gotten to play this one, and it's been on my wanted to play list for years. So yeah, number 9 is The Duke, Lord's Legacy. Going to number 8. Number 8 is a little small filler game that I have played a lot over the last several years. This is Point Salad. This is a simple drafting set collection game that's a very gateway style game. You can explain this game in like 30 seconds. You're either going to take 2 vegetable cards from the cards that are available, or one of these goal cards, which is going to determine how you're going to score points for this particular round. It's very easy, very simple, very quick. It's just one of those games that's really easy to break out. If someone's like, okay, I haven't really played many games, but I don't want to start with these like difficult games, can you bring something that I could play? Point Salad is always on one of the top games that I'm going to bring for that. And it's a couple years old, and it's still coming out pretty regularly now. So yeah, number 8 is Point Salad. Going to number 7. Number 7 is my favorite trick-taking game. This is a cooperative trick-taking game. This is The Crew, Quest for Planet 9. This is still coming to the table a lot after a few years. And for me, I've never actually finished all 50 missions. I think I'm up to like 41, 42 on the missions that are in this game, because it keeps getting more and more difficult. But every time I play it, a lot of times I'm teaching new people. I'm like, oh, you've never played trick-taking games? Here, let's do this. This is a cooperative trick-taking game. And once they start getting it, they're like, whoa, this is really good. And so a lot of times I have to start at the start of the game, missions 1, 2, and 3, stuff like that. And it can be very, very fast. It can be like, you can lose in like 30 seconds, or, you might win and it takes, 5 minutes. But this is one of those games you usually never stop at playing just once. You're like, okay, we beat this mission, let's go on to the next one. Or we failed this one, let's try it again. So yeah, it's a great trick-taking game. The Crew, The Quest for Planet 9, number 7. Number 6 is a big game. I wouldn't say big game. This is a medium weight game. This is Wingspan. This is one of those games that I love Wingspan. And there's a lot of Wingspan haters out there. I really enjoyed Wingspan. And I feel like I'm building my engine different all the time. Especially I've got the 3 different expansions in there, so there's a bunch of different cards, a bunch of different birds. As many times as I've played this game, I don't know if I've played or had every single bird in my particular whatever it's called, your own personal tableau that you're building. I really enjoy Wingspan. It's still one of my all-time favorite games. I just want more and more birds for this to come out, which I don't think there's an expansion set to come out this year even. I think it's set for like 2025, which is kind of disappointing, but yeah, Wingspan is still coming to the table. Okay, going to number 5. Number 5 is kind of a cheatsy doodle for me because I'm combining 2 different games because they are so close to being the same game. We've got Grove and Orchard. Grove, a 9-card solitaire game, or whatever it's got the long name of it. And it's a simple solo game where you're just placing out cards over top of other cards, trying to get repetitive types of fruit trees on each other and getting the higher points. This is one of those games that's just comfort food for me. I play this game like, what should I play tonight? I'm not really feeling it tonight, but I just want to play something really quick. This is like 5 minutes. You play this game in like 5 minutes. It's quick, it's fast, it's fun. I don't know, I still enjoy coming and playing this game. Like after I get off work, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go downstairs and play a quick game of Grove, and then I'm gonna go hit the hay. So yeah, number 5 is Grove, a 9-card solitaire game combined with Orchard, because they're pretty much the same game. Okay, going to number 4. Number 4 is actually a game that I played for the first time last month. And it's already number 4 on this list. This is Crokinole. This is that flicking abstract game, trying to hit other people's discs. It's sort of like bumper car shuffleboard, bumper car darts, and I really enjoyed it. I brought this to game night one night, and a lot of people really liked it. I brought it to my workplace, and it was a hit. Everybody wants to play this game all the time. I think 8 or 9 people have ended up purchasing this game that we ended up playing at the workplace, and they're like, oh, this is really good. This is fun. I could play this at home. I could play this with my relatives, and it doesn't feel like it's not really a board game, but it's just kind of flicking, but it's really, really fun, really addicting. So yeah, number 4, Crokinole. Going to number 3. Number 3 is probably my least favorite game on this list, but it's still really good. This is chess. And this is a weird thing to be on my list because I mean, chess, I think there's better games out there than chess. But why this is on my list is because my son actually joined chess club last year for school year for last year. And so he was getting into it, and so I started playing it a little bit more against him, and we played it quite a bit against each other. He kind of he kind of slowed down on it in the last couple months, but at the start of the year we were playing this like several times in a week. So it got played a lot this year. And it's a good abstract game. It's just one of those games that you really want to play someone of your difficulty level, and that's when chess really shines for me. If I'm playing chess against someone that I'm better than, it's not going to be fun. If I'm playing someone who's way better than me, it's not going to be fun. So you want to play someone of equal skill to yourself. So yep, number 3 is chess. Going to number 2. Number 2 is actually one of my all-time favorite games, so it makes sense that it's on this list. This is Unmatched. And usually I don't get Unmatched to the table as much as I did this year, but something happened this year that made me get it to the table even more than it usually does. They came out with a cooperative mode. I can play this game competitively against people. I can play it cooperatively with people who don't want to play the competitive. I can play it solo as the cooperative game. So I can just get this game to the table a lot more than I used to. And I love that for Unmatched. I love the new cooperative system, but I still love the competitive mode. So if I'm playing Unmatched with you, I will ask you, do you want to play competitive or cooperative? It does not matter to me one bit. What you want to do is what we'll do, and I will really enjoy myself either way. So yeah, number 2 is Unmatched. Going to my most played game this year, and this is kind of going to be a shocker to some people. This is Doctor Who Flux. This is the Flux version, or the Doctor Who version of Flux, the card game, a simple card game. And the reason why this is number 1 is very simple. Me and my girlfriend play this game a lot. In fact, we played the best of 100 series against each other this year. So we were playing it all the time. And, you know, she doesn't play that many like hard games, but we got Flux, and I'm a big Doctor Who fan, and we play this like, you know, what are we going to do after supper? Hey, let's play a couple games of Doctor Who Flux. And I really enjoyed it. I enjoy the thematic sense of the game. And it's just a simple, fun game that can be anywhere from a couple minutes long if you happen to get really lucky, or it could be 20, 30 minutes long. You don't really know, because I love the rules for the game always change. The how you win always changes, and anybody can win at any moment. And it's just a game that I have really liked over the last year. I've ended up buying like a bunch of different Flux versions now. I think I've got like 6 or 7 different types of Flux games now on my shelf. You got the mythology one, you got a fantasy one. I've got Star Trek, I've got Monty Python, I've got regular Flux. Yeah, it's a game that I've enjoyed, even though I think a lot of people don't really like Flux that much. It's been one that I've really enjoyed playing with the girlfriend over the last year. So yep, my most played game of the year is Doctor Who Flux. And that will complete this video, so make sure to comment down below, what is your most played game of the year? And it might surprise you if you go back, if you keep track of your stats, might surprise you which games are on that list. I definitely got surprised by a few of them on this list, but it's really interesting to me to go back and look at this stuff. Either way, if you did enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe to see more weekly content from me, Shane, at the board meeting in the future. Hope you all have an amazing day. Take care.